well, Josh is back in, Joh Schache. So what's he done in the last sort of 6 weeks or so to, I guess, turn his form around and warrant selection?
Yeah, the biggest thing is he's enjoying his footy again. I think there was a lot of strain around that period of time where he was trying to work out what he would do and where he'd play his footy, and the expectations that have been on his shoulders since he arrived at this club. So it's been a good period of time for him just to go back and play and enjoy his footy. The way he's training and the way he's playing now is with a lot of energy, and he's not only is he kicking a few goals himself, he's bringing his teammates into the play and playing a role for the team and all those sorts of things. And we just felt that on the back of that it was time to give him another opportunity at AFL level.
So you're seeing a bit of a fresher, I don't know if revitalise is the right word for a 19-year-old.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it stands out in his training form. He's been training really well for about 2 or 3 weeks now, so I always take a fair bit of notice of that, and he's earned his way back.
So people will be watching him this weekend. What's your markers for him this weekend? What do you expect?
Just to provide a contest, play his role, create scoring opportunities for others. If he kicks a goal or two himself, that's a bonus. Those types of things, and that's no different to any other forward that we've got in our team or any other player in our team. We just expect them to play their role.
On the flip side, they've got Alex Rance, who probably sets up a lot of play for them. How do you try and nullify his influence, or is that something you've spoken about?
Oh yeah, we've obviously all teams talk about that because he's a heavily influential player for them, and we'll work together as a team to create opportunities for ourselves and hopefully limit his influence.
Disappointing week last week, especially that second quarter. Was it a bit of a step backwards? No, I honestly don't believe in that. Every game that we play, I reckon other than one game this year, which was the Port Adelaide game in round 6, where I just thought our effort and everything was poor, there were some really good moments in that game last week. Our start was good. We had more shots. We probably should have had a few more as well. We had a second quarter that was not good. Our third quarter was competitive. We saw, Jared Berry have a run with roll on Joel Selwood and do really well. So there are always good things to come out of games. I sort of don't deal in steps forwards and steps backwards. It's all about growth. How much does Jared take out of that he did pretty well with that run with roll with Selwood? How much does his confidence sort of raised?
Oh, well, I would say his confidence has raised a bit. Not that he needed any, because he's quite a confident young man, and he is so because he works hard and puts a lot of time into his game. But he would have learned a lot, no doubt, where to run to, how to lead, because Joel's a great leader. So all round a fantastic experience for him.
One thing you guys have done well this year is play teams a second time around, like you've improved, like against Essendon and Port. What did you learn from Richmond the first time you played? Because you were probably a little bit up and down in that game as well.
Yeah, it was a long time ago now. That particular day, from memory, we did really well at stoppages, but got outscored from stoppages. So we've had a bit of a look at that. Richmond are a bit of a different team now too than what they were back then. They're only playing the one tall forward. They had two back then, and the way they were moving the ball was a bit different. So we're going to take all that into consideration, but go out and play our own game. That's the big thing that we've done in the sense the bye. I think we've really concentrated on the way that we want to play rather than trying to react to what the opposition might be doing.
Sorry, you go.
No, I was just going to say they probably had they did have their worst game of the year last year. Like, do you think that'll make a difference with how they play on Sunday?
Yeah, they'll come out harder this week because they'll be disappointed with the way they played, as all good teams do. So, and we will do the same thing. We weren't overly happy with the way that we played last week, so we want to respond as well.
As Zorko continues his great form, do you think he deserves more recognition than what he sort of gets? I
think he's getting plenty of recognition, to be truthful. I think this year people have actually stood up and taken notice of him. Everyone says, he hasn't got enough recognition. I've heard that every week for the last 15 weeks, so I reckon he's getting plenty of recognition, and deservedly so, on the back of great form. So pleased to see that people are noticing him, and hopefully that might help later in the year when they select the All-Australian side, that he's given strong consideration.
Last week aside with Richmond, but they've probably been as consistent as I think nearly any team probably this season with what they put. What do they do well? They just sort of seem to hang around, and they're always sort of there.
Their forward pressure's really good. They do force turnovers from the opposition a lot. They've got some really great contested ball players that help them win the ball away from the congested situations. and they've got a great general in their back end in Rance who leads a pretty strong defensive unit. So they're all around a good team and pretty experienced.